about the last two games and kind of how you guys responded?
Well, I thought, we played better today than we did in Ames, but I thought we responded pretty well up there after, getting it handed to us last Saturday. But, I thought we played, with the exception of turnovers there in the second half, which led to some transition for them. I thought today we were pretty solid. We rebounded it for the most part, except for a couple of stretches, and our first shot defense was good, and ball screen defense was excellent, and we did a good job on their leading scores, even though Flagler got going, and then offensively the ball moved and we had balance. So I thought it was a good team outing.
You guys that were just in here praised Joe and DeJuan especially for their job on Akinjo.
Well, he's not going to do that very often, if ever again, but he had to take hard shots. I mean, they made him work, and so that was good. And we, the job that we did on Flagler the first half was also good. Of course, he got loose the second half a few times. I thought our defense was probably as good as it's been all year. And I haven't seen the film yet, but our ball screen, they didn't get much off ball screen stuff.
No coincidence then that you were good in transition to the first half especially?
Yeah, I think the rebounding the ball plays a huge role in running, and we also got a couple of steals that also led to some transition. But I thought we were pretty efficient. And when we didn't score in transition the first half, I thought they were the right shots for the most part. I think Joe tried to shoot one halfway on the Jayhawk at midcourt one time. But other than that, I thought the shots were pretty good.
Also, what did you think about Ochai being back out there? Did you see any rust or anything?
No, I really didn't. Teams are going to try to take some things away, and I don't think that he probably had his best game, but I think his presence gives everybody else confidence and allows them to have better games. So 18 and 9 and 32 minutes or whatever it was, I think is still a pretty good stat line for a guy in 31 minutes. That pretty good stat line for, I'm sure, the leading candidate for Player of the Year.
Bill, what did you see out of your defense these last two games that maybe you haven't seen before?
Well, everything's perspective. If you have their hurt guard out there, you may not can guard ball screen defense the same way because you got three shooters out there all the time. So and even though Kendall made two, our defense was designed to really try to pack it in and then not let the other two get shots off the catch or threes off the bounce. And we did a good job with that. So I thought our bigs were more active. I thought they helped, and then they got back to their man better than we have been. So I'd have to watch the tape, but I thought that's probably as good a ball screen defense we played.
Did you think it was, obviously you could tag a little bit more because they didn't have the shooting that they've had in the past,
But we don't really play that way, though. If you watch us play, we have a MIG that we call the most important guy, and a lot of teams do that. So regardless of who the shooter is, the guy's supposed to be in that spot. But when there's not a Crier or somebody in the corner, you can maybe go a little bit further. That it does make a difference. But tagging the guy, we've gotten away from that for the most part.
I was going to ask your recovery though.
I thought our recovery was better. Yeah, I do. I do. I thought our big guys did a good job, with the exception of maybe early in the game when Meyer made a three when they skipped it off the ball screen to him in the corner, if I'm not mistaken. Hands weren't high, but for the most part, we didn't allow that pass to be made by the big guy.
Coach, what did you think about the way your kids bounced back after last Saturday, winning at Iowa State and playing hard here?
Well, I thought, we had a great week. People make a lot about last Saturday, which is fine, but it's not near as important as these last two games. And so, if last Saturday somehow inspired us or lit a fire under us to maybe regroup or whatever, so to speak, then I'm glad it happened. But I love to win every game and play well every game, but we certainly played better the last two games, and we circled these three games on our calendar, obviously just because, top 20 team on the road, top 10 team at home, top 20 team on the road. We know that'll go a long ways into the success of our conference season. So we got two. Now we got to go try to get a third.
Texas Monday, quick turnaround, just another big challenge for you guys.
Well, but it's a quick turnaround for them too. I mean, that's one thing, you know, is there an advantage because we travel and they don't? You know, now you're, you know, splitting hairs, and so that doesn't come into play at all, in my opinion. But yeah, we need to do a good job tonight, and our players do, focusing on Texas. And I know that, you know, they got a guy on their staff that obviously knows the vast majority of the stuff that we tried to run over the last several years, and so I'm sure they'll have an insider, so to speak. So, you know, we got to come up with some ways to hopefully attack how they defend.
Bill, what is your take right now on this conference and in the conference race? Big breakthrough. You kind of touched on it a little bit.
Well, you know, I don't know if you guys remember, we were 10-0 one year and lost 4 of our last 6 to tie. I mean, that can happen easily in this league. We're in a very favorable position right now, but you know, you don't take care of business Saturday, now you're only 1 game up on 2 teams. So we're not in this deal is a long ways from being over, even though we probably can't be a lot better than what we are right now, but that thing can turn on a dime. So, and the league's so good. You know, you look at you know, Texas Tech winning at West Virginia today. West Virginia played without Taz, and it was still, you know, a last 2 or 3 minute game. I mean, everybody's good, and there's no bottom feeders. Oklahoma State's as athletic as anybody in our league, and so I mean, it's a hard league, and certainly we need to obviously go steal another 1 or 2 on the road at least, and then we need to hold serve at home. If you do that, then we'll have a great conference season, but it's still too early to think anything other than we got a lot of work to do.
Bill, when you look at the rebounding against Iowa State, you had very team contributions, kind of everybody scoring. This today, you get 7, 8, 6 in terms of rebounds. What can that do for you guys going forward when you have a team like that that's as big as they are when everybody's getting those rebounds?
Well, that's, you know, we know going in that if we're not a big team. I mean, whenever your big guy is 6'8", your second biggest guy is 6'8", even though he's a good defensive rebounder, he's not the explosive above the rim type rebounder. So we know we got to gang rebound, and we know we got to hit somebody and go and you know, rebound the ball with 2 hands. And with the exception of, obviously there are stretches in the second half, but I could be wrong, guys. We were up 4 in the rebounding battle the first half, but it felt like we were up 12 with 5 minutes left. It felt like we dominated the glass, and I felt like they dominated the glass, but didn't have much to show for it the last 5 minutes. So we were pretty fortunate, but you know, it's a big key. And to someone's point earlier, you know, you rebound the ball, you get a chance to run, and you know, we're pretty good in transition.
Jordan?
Yeah. Hey, Bill, how's Joe doing? He went down with holding his knee.
Oh, I assume he's fine. He told me that he thought it popped out of place, which I don't think Joe has a lot of expertise in orthopedic, basically, you know, analysis of what actually transpired. But I do think it kind of scared him a little bit. But he told me he's fine.
Bill, I
don't think that'll be an issue.
Sorry, I just want to touch briefly again on Dewan's defense on Kinjo. Obviously, you know what both those guys bring to the table. He played a remarkable game the other day, played well again today. What can this now do for him going forward, having set the tone defensively for these guys?
You know what, you guys, and I'm not trying to be negative, you make a bigger deal than what it is. Juwan Harris is the same guy he was when we played Michigan State. He's the same guy he was when we played earlier. He's been pretty much the same guy. He's been our best defender all year long. I do think what it does is maybe give other people confidence, or maybe give a staff confidence that knowing that you know, we can put a guy on somebody and maybe not let him have a big night. But to me, on Juan, I don't think it does one thing. You know, I don't think him making those shots at Iowa State helped his shooting confidence, and I don't think him missing them hurts his shooting confidence. I think he is just who he is, and he's totally comfortable with that. So, but he knows he's a distributor and a defender first, and so I don't think, you know, maybe he'll fire him up even more, but he knows he's got his work cut out guarding Carr, you know, on Monday.
Bill, what do you think of Texas's veteran transfers, and did you go after many of them in recruiting?
We recruited Christian Bishop, you know, from Creighton, obviously. He's starting for him at the 5 now. At least I think he was. I assume he still is. Or starting at the 4. I don't know if he and Mitchell on who's starting all the time. But yeah, we didn't really get an opportunity to recruit Marcus, you know, in large part because, you know, we already had Remy. So, but, you know, as far as going after their guys, we really haven't recruited their guys, except, you know, we did definitely try to recruit Christian.
Anything else? Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Coach.
Okay, guys.